All right, looks like we're live. Today we're going to look at importing drivers for our PXE boot WIMs. And for our purposes, I've already downloaded the latest Dell Windows 10 PXE drivers CAB file from the Dell support website. You can easily find those by Googling Windows 10 Dell PXE drivers. And you should be the first or second item on Google. After downloading, the first thing we'll need to do is extract the contents of the CAB file. So if you see on my screen here, we have this CAB file here on our root hard disk here, and we just need to run a command to extract those to a folder. So it's a pretty easy command. You're going to use expand. Let's see, doesn't look like my stuff wants to copy over. Let's type it out. Let's just expand, and then we want to take our CAB file here. And to set command. Asterisk here just means to force extraction of all files that are in this CAB. Then we need to set the destination folder, which will be C. And then whatever this was here, I believe I deleted it. That was previously a folder, so let's see. I want to copy. The folder is to that. You just hit enter. And it looks like we need to create that folder, so not a big deal. Just create it in C, arrow up, there we go. So essentially it extracts every single driver from that CAB file. Takes just a couple seconds and we're all done. So if we go into the directory, you'll see it extracted these into x64, x68, or 86, sorry. We only use 64-bit here, thankfully, so these are the only ones we really care about. So after we expand the CAB, we want to go into MDT deployment workbench and create a folder for these out-of-box drivers. I could just delete what I have in here, which is the older Windows PE drivers for Dell, but I think from now on I'd rather have these separate in case I need to go back to older drivers. So you can make a naming convention any way you like, but this is how I like to do it. At the end, I'm going to put the date so that I know the last time I actually updated these PXE drivers. There we go. Pretty easy. Okay, from that point, we want to import the drivers. So you just right-click on the folder, click on import drivers, select that source directory we just extracted to. Actually, probably only want to grab the 64-bit drivers, so I want to go down to the x64, hit next. It's going to take a little while. So this might be a boring part of the stream, but let's see, while that's going, I can't really click on anything else. So after these import, it's picking up, we'll want to do a selection profile, and that's under the advanced configuration folder here. So as soon as this finishes, I'll show that to you. Oh, there we go, it's already done. So yeah, we can see it added all the storage and network drivers here. So next we'll go into selection profiles. I already have a selection profile here called PXE drivers, so I'm just going to reuse it. You just right click. If you already have it, you can right click and go to properties. Otherwise, you just go to new selection profile. And they're pretty simple. Within here, you're basically saying selection profile is going to only look at a particular set of drivers or different folders. So because we were using this one previously, I'm switching to our new folder, clicking apply, and I just need to update my deployment share. But there's another component if you've never set this up before. and that's essentially applying that selection profile to your Windows PE boot WIM creation process. So you want to go into the deployment share and go to properties, and this will come up. I'm only doing x64, but you'll want to go to the Windows PE tab, and I'm going to x64 here. I name it here so that it's easy to differentiate in my my WDS server. In fact, I'll get that started up now. It's a little slow. There we go. Of course, in the middle of a demonstration, they likes to lock up. All right. Live demos. So I should have that open up before. No. Okay. Well, sorry about that. All right, back to Windows PE. So we'll want to go to the x64 platform for our purposes. Go to drivers and patches, and this is where we're going to select our selection profile. By default, I believe it's set to all drivers, which you don't want to be the case because it will import every single driver you have in MDT and put that into boot WIM, so you'll have a very big boot WIM. So this is why we picked the selection profile, so that it's only going to bring in those PXE drivers to our boot WIM. So for our purposes, we don't need video, we don't need system class. We're just going to do network and mass storage, hit apply. And once you're done with that, you'll want to update your deployment share. It's pretty easy, you just do it here. It's going to recreate the entire boot WIM, so this might take a second. And as you can see, it's injecting these drivers that we just put into the out-of-box drivers folder. It's like watching paint dry. If you're watching a recording this later, feel free to fast forward through this section if it isn't already edited out. So from here, we can at least close that out. And once this finishes, we're basically just going to go into our boot images here in WDS. We're going to replace the deployment image here. I just always find that to be necessary, just in case you run into issues where something might be loaded into memory. I've had some really funky stuff happen when I've done a full boot image restore and I haven't replaced it here. So they added a bunch of drivers, probably why it's taking so much longer. Yeah, I'll try to edit this out for anyone who's watching the recording. It looks like we're getting towards the end. Unmounting the WIM, which usually means we're about ready to finish the process, but you know, Microsoft, their status bars, they like to keep us waiting. Copy the WIM. There we go. All right, so we're good as far as MDT is concerned. We just want to replace our deployment image. Sorry, I name it deployment, but we're going to replace our boot WIM by going to our deployment share, going to the boot folder, and then getting our light touch PE X64 WIM. Just go through here, just keep hitting next. I name it deployment so that I can differentiate it from capture because I have a separate deployment share for capturing. All right, that's done. Also like to give the server service a restart. All right, and let's crack open a VM. Make sure we boot up. And we're booting up just fine. So that's about all there is to the process. It's pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I'll try to help you out. All right, thanks for watching.